Welcome once again to Light Up. Now today we're out here and we have a yard sale. And when I was carrying things up here to set it up, and my wife and I putting all of this together and get it set out where people can see it, and doing and carrying and lifting and all of that stuff, and my mind was, furthest thing away from any kind of biblical things or anything like that. And all of a sudden, into my spirit, the Lord spoke, and He said, "So it is with many of my people today." And when I heard that in my spirit, I thought, what in the world? I knew it was God, but I didn't know, I didn't catch, I didn't snap to what He was saying into my spirit. And I said, "Lord, what do you mean?" And into my spirit He spoke, "Consider what I said about the sower." And so, of course, I know the parable of the sower by memory. And I thought across that over in Mark chapter 4, and I thought across that. I thought about the seed being sown on the wayside, and no, that ain't it. And I thought about the seed sown on stony ground, and I said, no, that's not it. And then my mind touched that verse that says, "And these are they that are sown among thorns." And suddenly there was this knowledge of, that was the core truth that the Lord was speaking to me, is that His people, though the seed not sown among thorns at the beginning, but every farmer knows that you can't just sow the seed and walk off and leave it, because you have to care for it. And even after it's growing, and even after it's up, and even after it's even making heads, you have to make sure that the weeds and the thorns don't choke it out. And I understood all of a sudden that the Lord was saying to me that so it is with His people in this day, so many, is that we're busy about doing many things. And I said to the Lord, I have a life, we're busy, we're doing things. And the Lord spoke into my spirit and He said, "Son, I'm busy too. And I'm doing all kinds of things, but I never lose focus of you." And I tell you what, that got down on the inside of me in such a manner that that's what happens to so many of us today, especially, is that we become so busy about doing our doings that our focus of love, you see, maybe our mind touches the Lord, maybe our thoughts touch the Lord, we go to church, we go to Bible study, we do all of those things, but we get so busy that our focus of love toward the Lord is no longer the first. And we know in the book of Revelation, the first 2-3 chapters, it was written to the churches, and in part of that is, He said, return to your first love. And I believe that today, in this hour and moment in which we live, the Lord is saying, return to your love for me. Return to that love that you knew in your first beginnings. Put away all of these things that are scattered around all over this place and focus on your love for me. Light up today and get in love with Jesus all over again. God bless you.